Here's the result for the guy you filled out the survey for. He gets a C+. plus. This guy is rather so-so. Not too good, not too bad. Welcome to the Strong Brew, where you get answers to questions you're not supposed to ask. These are some things you may want to know about the man in your life. If you do really well in your career, will he become insecure? Will he try and use money to control you? Will he share housework or just make you do it all? In fights, when he gets angry, does he get aggressive? During intimacy, does he understand that no means no? Is he jealous, suspicious, or possessive? Will his attitude towards you change after having kids? Will he treat your parents with respect? What if you have conflicts with his parents? We tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. These are things nobody else will tell you. Things that are important for your future. This is a safe space for truth. No judgment, no platitudes, no login, no payment either. Our questions are from real life, but our answers come from science. Now, I built this thing, me and my husband, and honestly, we built it and we live it. We are both Stanford grads, we both have worked at Google, and we've been happily together since 1998. Along the way, we've added a son, now 13, and 4 dogs. We are genuine folks. If you're a woman trying to understand any man in your life, here is how it works. Go to www.thestrongbrew.life. Click on the Understand a Guy button there. Answer 10 questions about him. Watch a video tailored to your guy. That's all there is to it. It is completely anonymous, no login, no payment, no games, no manipulation. This analysis is obtained by combining solid trait psychology with cutting edge AI ML. We represent each person's personality with what is known as a feature vector. This has 10 elements, so our data is effectively 10-dimensional data. In case you're wondering how we can infer so much from just 10 questions, well, 10-dimensional data is very complex. There is a lot you can learn from that level of detail.
Okay, I think that does it for the preamble. Now let's plunge in. Let's start with this guy in his career. Will he go far or just talk big?
He may speak with a lot of confidence and insist his way is best, but when it comes to taking action and pushing himself, he falls short. You might notice he likes to keep things organized and does what is expected, but he doesn't have the fire to go above and beyond. With him, it's safe to expect stability, not big leaps.
Can he bounce back from failure?
When things don't go as planned at work, he usually stays calm and doesn't get very upset. He won't shout or have angry outbursts, but you may notice that he can be stubborn and blame others rather than look for solutions together. He's not the type to quickly pick himself up and try new ways to solve problems because his caring side is a bit limited.
What do people at work think of him? Do they like him?
At work, people probably see him as polite and neat, but also a bit bossy. He's in the friendly, chatty type, so he doesn't build close friendships easily. Most of the time, he won't start loud arguments, but small disagreements and quiet tensions can follow him.
If you do really well in your career, will he become insecure?
If you do really well in your career, he may not openly celebrate your achievements. Instead of feeling proud, he might quietly compare your success with his own and feel a bit uneasy inside. So don't expect enthusiastic cheering. Instead, you may feel his support is a bit cool and distant.
What if you start earning more than him?
If you start earning more than him, he may quietly feel uneasy, even if he doesn't say anything directly. He won't show anger or start fights, but you could notice him becoming a bit distant or insisting stubbornly on doing things his way. Instead of being happy for you, he could struggle with feeling less important or respected.
Next, let's talk about how he is with money. Does he overspend? Is he reckless with money?
He handles money quite carefully and prefers to keep things organized and planned. He's not someone who will make big purchases on a whim or surprise you with risky spending. He likes knowing where every rupee goes and sticks to a routine when it comes to finances.
Does he show off and pretend to be richer than he is?
He prefers to live within his means and doesn't put on a show to look richer than he really is. You won't see him buying expensive things just to impress others or pretending to belong to a different lifestyle. This means there's less risk of sudden debt or financial surprises.
Is he too generous, too stingy, or just right?
He tends to be quite tight, both with money and his way of thinking. He's not one to give freely, whether it's gifts, help, or even praise. While you can count on him to meet his responsibilities, he isn't naturally generous or warm hearted.
Will he use money to try and control you?
He is likely to be quite open about money, keeping things neat and clear rather than hiding them. He likes routines and rules, so he'll want everyone to know what's happening with the family budget. He will share details, but he will also expect you to follow his method, which can feel controlling at times.
Let's see how this guy is with sharing housework. Will he share housework or just make you do it?
He is likely to believe that housework should be done a certain way, usually his way, and might expect you to take on most of it, especially if that's how things were done in his family. He likes routines and order, so he'll want chores done properly and regularly and may step in to correct you if it's not up to his standards. While he might help with certain tasks, don't expect him to truly share the load or see it as a team effort.
Will he help you or just boss you around and tell you what to do?
He is more likely to help by telling you how things should be done rather than rolling up his sleeves himself. He will be very particular about how chores and even diaper changes are handled and might point out mistakes or try to guide you rather than just quietly doing the work. His way of handling things can feel like supervising instead of true teamwork.
Now let's see about how this guy is during fights. In fights, does he try to understand your views or just win the fight?
He usually argues to prove he's right rather than truly trying to understand your point of view. He's confident in his own methods and beliefs, and when disagreements come up, he'll focus on explaining why his way makes sense. Instead of listening closely or admitting when he's wrong, he sticks firm to his side of things.
Does he become aggressive when angry?
When he's angry, he stays respectful and keeps his words polite, even if he's upset. He doesn't yell, use harsh language, or act aggressively. Even during disagreements, you won't have to worry about hurtful comments or aggressive behavior.
Does he have a bad temper?
He is not someone who gets angry very quickly. He keeps his feelings under control and doesn't easily lose his temper or act out. This is not a red flag situation when it comes to anger.
Will he say sorry and accept his mistakes?
He finds it difficult to say sorry and take responsibility when something goes wrong. Instead of admitting his mistake, he's more likely to explain himself or quietly shift the blame in your direction. You might feel like you're always the one expected to adjust or fix things.
Next, let's talk about intimacy and physical chemistry. During intimacy, does he respect your boundaries? Does he get that no means no?
He will usually respect your boundaries, especially when you make them clear and direct. He is not the type to push or force you into anything you are uncomfortable with, as he prefers order and clear rules in relationships. As long as you are firm about your needs, he will stay within those lines and avoid crossing them.
If you are not in the mood for intimacy, will he react badly?
He may not show a big reaction, but deep down, he could take it personally if you're not in the mood for intimacy. He won't get angry or start a fight, but you might notice him growing distant, reserved, or quietly bothered. Instead of asking how you feel or offering comfort, he may act a bit colder or insist on his own routine, making the situation feel awkward.
Can you trust him not to shame you or share your private moments, maybe love letters, photos, or videos, even after a breakup or a bad fight?
Yes, you can trust him to keep private moments private and not use them to hurt or embarrass you later. He values order and respect, and he's not one to air personal matters in front of others or try to shame you if things go wrong between you. Even if there's a disagreement or breakup, he is likely to maintain good manners and keep your trust intact.
Is he loyal or is he likely to want to have affairs?
He is generally faithful and not easily distracted by other women. He values stability, routines, and keeping things in order, which makes him less likely to go looking for new excitement or flirt around. If you're worried about loyalty, you can feel fairly sure he'll stay committed to his relationship.
Will he be jealous, suspicious, and try to control you?
He is not the over possessive or jealous type. He likes things done his way and sticks to routines, but that doesn't usually turn into suspicion or controlling behavior about your friends or activities. His control shows more in wanting the home or daily life to run by his rules, not by being possessive over you.
This guy says he is protective in a good way. Is he actually just being possessive?
Yes, in his case, what might look like being protective is more about wanting things done his way and keeping strict control. He isn't likely to fuss over your safety out of warmth or deep care, but rather because he wants rules to be followed and routines kept. So, if you notice his protection feels like you're being managed or corrected instead of cared for, trust your feelings. It's more about control than kindness.
Now, onto the topic of kids and how this guy will be as a father. If you guys have kids, will he make you do most of the work?
He's more likely to expect you to do most of the parenting work, especially the daily chores and managing the kids. While he'll want things done in a particular way and may give instructions or check if the rules are being followed, he isn't the kind of partner who jumps in as a true teammate. You'll likely find yourself handling the larger share of tasks and responsibilities, with him supervising or making suggestions now and then.
Kids are very messy. Will he lose his temper with them?
When the kids mess up or get upset, he will usually stay calm and not lose his temper. He won't yell or behave harshly, but he will be firm and might point out what went wrong in a serious way. He keeps his cool, but his response can feel strict rather than supportive, which might leave the kids longing for more understanding and comfort during tough moments.
If you guys have kids, will he still support your career?
He is likely to support your role as a mother by expecting you to handle most of the home and child related tasks. But when it comes to you having your own life, interests, or career, he might not be as encouraging. While he won't stop you outright, he may not show real excitement or make things easier for you to pursue your own goals. If you want space to grow as your own person, be prepared to stand strong and speak up for what you need.
Will this man say one thing early on, maybe while dating, and then later after kids and marriage change his tune and try to make you give up your career?
Yes, this is the kind of man who might seem to support your career at first, but quietly expects you to step back once you have a child. He likes routines and a clear order at home and may feel strongly that caring for the family is mostly your responsibility. After children come along, he could pressure you, often politely, to slow down at work or even quit, so things fit his idea of how family life should run.
Next, let's see how this guy treats your parents. Will he be respectful with your parents?
He is likely to treat your parents politely, but don't expect deep warmth or affection from him. He will follow the right customs, greet them properly, and behave respectfully. But his actions may feel a bit formal or distant. Polite respect will be there, but real heartfelt closeness may not grow easily. He is more likely to expect your family to adjust to him rather than make changes for their comfort.
What if your family creates stress or interferes a bit in your lives?
If your family creates stress or interferes, he will handle it calmly on the outside. He won't shout, get emotional, or create open drama. However, his way of dealing with the situation may be stubborn or firm, insisting on his own methods rather than trying to understand or create harmony. He might quietly push for stricter boundaries or expect you to fix things, which could make you feel caught in the middle.
Then let's analyze the role this guy's family will play in your life. Is this man modern with you, but a completely different person when other people, say his parents or bosses, are around?
Yes, he's the kind of man who may seem modern with you in private, but expect you to be a traditional supportive wife in front of his relatives. He puts a lot of value on routines, respect, and keeping up appearances, especially with family and guests. Be honest with yourself about whether you're comfortable with these expectations.
If there is tension between you and his parents, will he support you?
If there's tension between you and his family, he is more likely to stay out of it or gently side with them rather than stand up for you. He values order and keeping routines smooth, so he won't like getting involved in family disagreements or making waves. If you want a partner who defends you during tough times, Be ready for disappointment.
Say you have a conflict with his mother. What will this guy do?
He's very likely to act like a mummy's boy. When a conflict happens with his mother, he will almost always lean towards her side or stay neutral rather than openly choosing you. Respect for family traditions and routines will pull him towards keeping his mother happy, even if it means you have to compromise or bend. He won't raise his voice or cause drama, but you may feel his loyalty is stronger for his family's way than for yours.
Will he share all the private details of your relationship with his mother or sister?
Yes, there is a good chance he might share details of your fights or private matters with his mother or sister, especially if he feels unsure or wants their approval. He values family routines and may not see sharing these things as a breach of trust. Instead, he thinks it's just involving those he relies on for guidance. This can leave you feeling exposed, misunderstood, or even ganged up on, especially if family members start taking sides or interfering.
Now let's zoom out and put it all together.
Based on all of this analysis, this guy gets a C plus. This guy is so, not too good, not too bad, a bit mediocre. Day in and day out, being with this man means living with steady routines, clear rules, and a strong sense of order. You'll rarely face sudden moods or big surprises, but you might find the atmosphere strict and a little cold.